yet another anniversary of the Side Street to Main Street Business Know-How Program. This is the conclusion of the 7th year of this program, which is really quite an accomplishment for a charitably funded program. We've got a little agenda for you here that's in behind the picture of everybody to refer to in terms of what we're going to do. And welcome. Thank you very much for coming. Let me start by introducing Larry McHugh, who will introduce the rest of the head table here.
Okay, I'd just like to start off by congratulating everyone. It's a great honor for the Chamber to be running this program, and we really want to thank Eversource for their terrific support of it. And I'd like to just call upon Jay Polk, our chairman, for just a couple of remarks.
Thank you, Larry. Good evening, everybody, and congratulations to all of you. I'm a small business guy myself, so I know a little bit about this road that you're going to go down. And usually the advice that I give to people, or people come to me and say, I'd like to get into business because I like people. And I tell them, that's not really the reason why you want to get into business. You want to get into business because you want to earn money. That's why you want to get into business. Okay, that's the reality of it. And I'll leave you all with that. Very nice to see you.
Jay has many successful businesses in both real estate and he's a small business owner. He does a great job for us and a great chairman. We have with us today Kathy Lezon from Eversource. And as I said before, Eversource is an unbelievable supporter of our program. And Kathy is an individual who has been heavily involved with us, with the Chamber. She's on our Business Education Committee, which for some of you do not know, we run the big career fair here at Wesleyan University during the month of April that Jennifer is involved in too. We get about 1,500 students that come and about 150 businesses with another 100 or so people to get our young people to start thinking about career opportunities, which is very important also. So, Kathy,
have to follow the instructions and stand up here on my mark.
On the microphone.
I feel like I'm on TV. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. And congratulations. I echo everyone else's. Sorry for standing in front of you.
That's okay.
This is what I have to do. So I want to thank you for being in the class. Who are the graduates? All right. And so many family members and so many beautiful children. This is a great celebration. I'm glad all your families could be here with you and celebrate your success, because this is a big commitment of your time and your talent and your energy, because you work all day and then you're coming to class at night, right? And I heard Jim gives lots of homework. He was bragging about it, so you'll have to give him a hard time later. But no, he said that you guys were a great class. You were very engaged and really cared about what you were doing and why you were here. And that's very important, because small businesses, I applaud anybody who can go into business for themselves and take on that responsibility and the guts that it takes to do that, and the hard work. It's a future customer. I have to be respectful to her. They're cute.
About the homework.
Twins. They're so cute. But the commitment that it takes and the hard work is worth it, because you'll be doing something that you're going to be really proud of, and your family's very proud of, I'm sure, already. But Eversource is proud of you too, because it's important for us to be involved in the community and support this program. I thank Larry and the Chamber and Jim for running this program and offering it, and we're very honored to be a sponsor of it. And I thank Jennifer, who is always hard at work. no matter when I see her, she's organizing and running something, and you do it so well, Jennifer. Thank you for all your hard work. But again, we're very, very honored to be a part of your celebration, and Eversource is very, very happy to support this program, and I wish you great success in your future careers. Thank you.
Well, about 20 years ago, I guess, we started the Side Street to Main Street program. And the next person I'm going to introduce was in our first class. And Grady has gone on, as you know, to be a outstanding councilman here in the city of Middletown. He's been a terrific supporter of the chamber. More importantly, a person that's been very vocal in support of the citizens of this community, and somebody I'm extremely proud of for his leadership in the city of Middletown. But just to dial back a little bit, that when Faith Jackson first came up to us and asked us to, along with John Robinson, to what could the chamber do for the minority community in Middletown. And at that point, what we decided to do, after a period of time, we went to Aetna in the beginning, and Aetna is still a sponsor of our Side Street to Main Street program. And then, of course, Eversource has really stepped up to the plate now for this program. But in the beginning, we had to really reach out into the community to get people to join up the Side Street to Main Street program because we felt it was very important. So we went to the African American churches in the city of Middletown, and they really stepped up. And that first group of people that took the course were really the people that started our program going forward. And we named it Side Street to Main Street because what we wanted to do was to have a diverse Main Street in the city of Middletown and not have just all white businesses. What we wanted to have was a cross-section of the whole Middletown, Middlesex County, state of Connecticut community. And that has happened because of the Side Street to Main Street program. And for that, I am grateful, of course, to Aetna and Eversource for helping out now with the business know-how. But more important to Jennifer DeKind and Jim Jackson, whose leadership has been phenomenal in this. Jim, I say all the time, is just one of those outstanding individuals that really commits himself to these programs. And Jennifer, words can't describe her, and I'll introduce her in a bit for a couple of remarks, but both of these have been unbelievable. But it goes back to Grady and that first group that stepped up to take Side Street to Main Street. And now 20 years later, we're running two programs in here, Side Street to Main Street and Business Know-How. 22 years. I thought I was 2 years younger, but that's good. But it gives me a great honor to introduce Grady Faulkner.
Thank you for those kind words. It's actually a blessing to be here and to see all of your faces, your smiling faces, and the young people. My passion is young people. That's why I carried that carriage downstairs. But this has been an amazing journey. Had we done this program 2 years, I would have been like, oh yeah. 22, I couldn't even imagine that. Thanks to the chamber and to all of our sponsors. The sponsors have been tremendous and great examples for us all. But I'm here because Faith Jackson couldn't make it. If you know Faith Jackson, you know she would have been here. But she's at the NAACP National Conference, and hopefully she's having a good time, and bringing us back some information from National so that our branch can be led properly this year. But I want to congratulate all of you for a couple of things. Congratulations for committing to something. Congratulations for making it through that something. I know that it's been a sacrifice for you. So I congratulate you for that, making the sacrifice to do this, because that's what struggle is all about. And the other thing, last thing I want to congratulate you for is holding up the value of this program. Just as Larry alluded to, each year that we have a program and the students come in and do what they need to do, graduate and go out into the world and start their businesses or whatever you're going to do, that's what brings sponsors here, because they say, hey, this is good. It's doing good things and people are benefiting from it. So you've contributed to the possibility of 22, 23, maybe even 30. So I thank you for that. Not only I congratulate you, but I thank you for that, because that contributes to our community in a big way. He mentioned that I was in the first class. Well, we struggled to find people to take those classes. I'm an African American, proud of it. And one of the things that we suffer from with things like our culture taken away from us and stuff like that, we don't have the unity or the sense that we should be places, or that we should take classes like this, or that we should be in business for ourselves. We've been conditioned to plug in and make everything work, but not business ownership. So this class here, this whole program is like breakthrough for us. And I'm glad to see that you had the nerve and the guts enough to come and partake of this, because it's a great opportunity. But we went around to the churches, and we had to really convince people that this was something that they should do. And we were a little bit short, and that's how I got in the class, because I said, I don't have a business, but someday I may. So let me fill in one of the seats in the class, and that's how I got in the class. But it has helped me tremendously. Even though I didn't start a business, I tried a couple of things, but even though I didn't start a business, what it did for me, because I worked in corporate, I'm an accountant, and I work in manufacturing. That was my thing. But what it did for me is it made me feel that no matter who I was working for, Stanley, Cheeseboro Ponds, Unilever, all of them, it didn't matter, because I was working for Grady Faulkner Incorporated, right? So my mindset said, yeah, you're here working for these guys, but they're your clients, even though I was an employee. So it helps you mentally in that situation. And then if you know anything about manufacturing, I've been in it a long time, ups, downs, outsourcing, everything's going to be made better, cheaper in China, so they move it over there, and you lose your job a lot. I lost my job quite a few times. Now, if I didn't have this mindset from these guys, oh man, I would have been in tough shape. But each time I went out, I was like, no problem, I'll get another one. And when I didn't get another one, I hung up my shingle and made myself a contractor, just like that, and bid myself out to different companies. And that was pretty much my career. And so I'm telling you this because you get a lot more out of this class than just doing business. One of the other things I wanted to point out was that in that first class, I don't know how loose they are now, but in those first round of classes, Jim and Dave, was it Dave in our class?
It was Bruce at that time.
Bruce, okay. When they had their classes, we started talking a lot about our challenges, what we run into out there. You know, it's not, the conditions are not set up for us. They're set up for us to fail and not work everything. And these are the hurdles, and we were pointing out all the hurdles, and they let us get it out, but then they refused to let us wallow in that, right? They said, you know, these are business issues. It is a problem just like a business has a problem. So what do you have to do? Learn how to deal with the problem, not solve that problem. It's an issue like anything else. It's just a little bit different from everybody else. So that's how you have to look at this, because you're learning something. And the last thing I'm going to ask you to do is remember the community. Just like businesses are sponsoring these programs, they're putting back into the communities that they are working in and that they're doing business in. You need to do the same thing. The NAACP came to the chamber and said, you know, we really need to do something about minority-owned businesses. There's a lot of them, but you wouldn't know it because they're doing them in their living room, you know, doing hair and nails in the back room and stuff like that. And so they said, and I love the name. I don't know who came up with it, but we were doing everything on the side streets. And they said, nope, let's bring the side street to Main Street. And that's how that name really rings a bell with me. So God bless you all. Success to you all. And hey, enjoy. And we really appreciate you guys. And pass it on. Them young brothers right there, I want to see those guys engaged in the same mentality. The things you're learning here, you teach them. Pass it down to them. Right? But I don't want to take up the time, but thanks very much.
And now it gives me a great honor to introduce Jennifer DeKine for a couple of remarks. And as I said before, Jennifer runs some key programs here at the Chamber. Our Business Education Partnership, which I mentioned before, our career fair, and all the other stuff we do. And she also runs a very important program. It's called our Middletown Mentor Program, where we have numerous business people giving up time every week to deal with young kids that need role models. And Jennifer puts all of this together. So, Jennifer, come on up for a couple of remarks.
Hi everyone. Just short congratulations. You all made it through. And I was just thinking about the very first class. There was a huge storm, wasn't there? And everyone called me and said, are we having class tonight? And I said, yes, we are. When you get here, and it happened again tonight. So do that as a good omen every time you see a storm like that. So. Well, congratulations, you all made it through, and I hope to see you maybe August 29th?
I think that's the right date.
For the orientation of Class 22, Side Street to Main Street. Okay? And of course, thank you very much, Kathy and Eversource, for your funding of the 7th class, Business Know-How. So, do 7 years. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And now Jim Jackson, and as I deal with Jim in many different areas. As you know, he's with the Connecticut Small Business Development Center, and it's based out of Yukon, and he has an office here most of the time, but he's in Westbrook some of the other times to deal with small businesses. This is another service that the Chamber offers, and it's free service to businesses to help them out as they reach some tough times in their business, and they go from startups to, in Jim's case, because of his really great expertise in so many areas, he helps mature businesses that are slipping and falling and he has the ability to get them back on track to go forward. But more important to me, he's been a friend, and he's really dedicated to making a difference with these programs we're running. And that is the importance, and that comes out with him. He is just, what you see is what you get with Jim Jackson. And I'm very proud of our relationship that we've had with him for a long period of time. And this program would not be the program it is without Jennifer, and especially without Jim Jackson's dedication. Jim.
Thank you. Thank you, Larry. You know, it's been a real privilege to be part of this program for all 7 years of its existence. And I've enjoyed each and every year of it. And so we put it together and organized it back in year 1, and every year we've updated it, expanded it, and modified it. We've even got a brand new textbook last year, as the one that we started with got older and older and didn't get revised. And many of you know it actually started as a shorter program for applicants who weren't able to get into the Aetna-sponsored year-long program. And so it was a way for them to pick up some business skills and learning while they were waiting to apply for the following year's program. But since then, it's really taken on a life of its own as a standalone program with an intensive concentration into starting and growing a business. Now, and so the participants will remember that we started every program with an icebreaker. And with it's another part of the program. While it's a little bit of fun to try and be a little bit of a brain teaser, it's also there to get people thinking, as we say, out of the box, kind of an old cliche. But the real point of it is to get people to recognize that there's more than one way to look at a given situation. And that's something that shows up in business all the time. Because if you get your first impression is not always the important perception or the final perception of what's going on in that particular business situation. It's also been interesting and rewarding to watch the development of our participants and our graduates, not only during the program itself, but afterwards. And we get to see quite a bit of it, and that continues to be very rewarding. As Kathy mentioned, I mentioned her earlier that this year's class was deeply engaged throughout the program. Lots of questions were asked. There was lots of insightful comments, a lot of interplay during the group discussions. We do a lot of group discussions, and during the presentation segment. So it was really a particular pleasure to work with this year's group. And so I'm about to ask folks to come up individually to receive their certificates and to offer a couple of remarks. And as you may have noticed, we are under strict orders from our videographer. There's a little silver spot there where our participants stand. And then, of course, we're going to have a little bit of the exercise program for the head table, because every time a recipient comes up and gives us a certificate, everybody's going to have to file out and stand up and congratulate them, and they got to all sit back down so the participant can offer their remarks. So if you start to feel the floor rumbling a little bit under you, that's why that's going on. So let me start with our first certificate recipient is LaToya Dickerson. Come on down. All right, so we're going to give you the certificate, and we're going to kind of line up for a picture, and then we'll make remarks.
You want me to go?
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Get us behind.
Yeah. Or can you get him where he is? No. Yeah, we're going to put some miles on you.
Service.
All right.
Thank you.
Stand on the silver. to thank Jim for taking the time out, for teaching us the things that we need to know when we actually go into our business. I would like to thank Eversource for actually funding the program, for actually allowing us soon-to-be entrepreneurs and business owners the opportunity to make our dreams come to reality. And thank you guys as well. Thank you.
Our next certificate goes to Shanae Fulton.
Okay, what can I say about this program? I think that it was a phenomenal program. I have to thank Jim because he actually made the class really fun most of the time. He had you think outside the box a lot of times. I think that I probably would have never known exactly what I wanted to do until I came to this class because we had goal sheets, and I loved that. But I realized once I started, I'm very heavily involved in the community, so I know Grady from NAACP because I'm on that board, and I do a lot of work here in the community, and then I'm doing LSATs, and then I look at all the other stuff that I've done trying to start a business from fashion to cosmetology, and I said, I know exactly what I want to do now because once we had those goal sheets, I began to hone in on that, and I'm really grateful for the class because I would have never known what I wanted to do, and I think being a full-time mom, it was very difficult trying to balance co-parenting, community involvement, full-time work, and then try to come in to class at night and complete homework, which I did, but I think it was difficult at times, but I completed it, and I definitely have to thank my children for allowing me to be able to go out there and, you know, do that and support me in that, even though they're young, but they say, go mommy, as you just heard them say, go mommy. And I have to thank, like I said, Grady, you, Mr. McHugh, for seeing the vision along with the other board members. Jake Polk, thank you very much as well. Eversource, thank you for funding this because, like I said, I'm a full-time mom and I don't think I would have had the finances on my own to complete something like this. So I definitely want to thank everyone up here so much. Thank you.
Our next recipient is Maria Garcia. All right, here we go. Right here on our stage.
Okay, so I want to congratulate everybody that's graduating as well. I want to thank Jim Jackson, great teacher, great advisor. I take advising courses, well, not advising courses, but I meet him for advising as well. I want to thank the chairman, Larry. Sorry, I'm just bad with names. I want to thank the chairman, Jay. I also want to thank Grady, and especially the funding for Eversource. You know, if it wasn't for you guys, like she did mention, I wouldn't be able to, you know, afford to come to a class for business. Okay, I just thank you.
Next up is Terrell Hicks. There you go, sir. All right.
Congratulations to all the classmates. I'll try to keep this short and sweet. I tend to not be short and sweet. Thank you to all the board members for allowing the opportunity for us to pursue our dreams. Eversource, Ms. Kathy, for funding this adventure. Mr. Jackson, I can't thank you enough for all the knowledge you've given me. Like I said, I've told you multiple times, the most I've gotten out of this class was the fact that I was able to learn what it was that I did not know, which is very valuable. Mrs. DeKine, I want to thank you so much for, the emails going back and forth. We had a couple of days where our class had to get moved and got moved a bunch of times. As you can see, I am a father of 3 little ones. I became a father very quickly, and they take up most of my free time. So trying to have the ability to make it to class is actually a difficult chore for me. And my wife, I had to take days off from work. My wife had to take days off from work for us to switch our schedule, for me to come here. And I'm going to thank my wife, but she's all the way in the back with the twins and my oldest. But once again, thank you very much. All the people in the class, you all gave tremendous knowledge from your background. I was able to learn from each and every one of you. So thank you very much, and Godspeed to everybody.
Next is up Shanetta James.
Get it?
Oh, where do I begin? I want to take all their thanks. I do thank everybody for your part in this program. It was awesome. Your knowledge was great. Being an already established business, my partner right here, this class gave me an opportunity to get the behind the scenes of what we need to do to move forward. I am happy to say that we've been viable for a year, and we hope to continue. I want to thank my family for your support, being here, and congratulations to the rest of the participants.
Next up is Dwayne Jenkins. Sir.
Congratulations.
Well, congratulations, guys. We did it. For real. We did it. Thank you all. Jim, first of all, thank you for everything. For real. God bless you. Jennifer DeKine, thank you very much for everything, too. We want to thank the Chamber for holding this event. I didn't know you guys had it for that long. I'm just now finding that out. Thank you for all your hard work and dedication before us. Thank you. And Eversource, thank you very much for the opportunity, because like a lot of us said, we wouldn't have the money to even take the course. And thank you so much for your due diligence in that.
You're welcome.
Really, thank you. My partner told you we do have an existing business already. We're a home care agency out here in Connecticut, and we're really trying to make it work. We're doing a great job in our first year, and we're looking for another 15 to 20. Anybody out there who think about taking the course, please, I would advise it. Please do. Tell people about it and help get the word out. Really. Facebook it, Facebook it, Facebook it. Thank you.
Our next recipient is Faith Mendoza.
Yeah, I know I got a squad.
Congrats.
Congratulations. You got a fan club out there.
All right.
Really? Okay.
That's great.
That's cute.
That's one of my children. So, yes, congratulations to all my classmates. I enjoyed being with everyone and all their input they had. We had so much fun. It was a blast. And thank you to the sponsors and also the Chamber of Commerce, Jim, for his icebreakers. They used to get us every single time. And I finally asked him, I said, did anyone ever get the icebreaker? And he said, yeah, each class one did. And I'm like thinking we never did. None of us ever got the icebreakers. And also Jennifer, wonderful. All the work that you do is appreciated. So, and I want to thank my kids for being here and supporting me, my sister, and everyone. It is definitely important for this class because, you know, you never know what you want to get into, and you never know that there are things out there. And I think my daughter she knew a person that came through this class, and so that's how I was able to come to this class. And I kept emailing Jennifer, like, when is it starting? I want to go. So, and this was just a blessing for me because I want to get started in business, and I will definitely tell everyone about it so that they will be able to know that there are ways that we can do things, you know? So, thank you, everyone.
Next up is Lisa Moody. All right. Congrats.
Thanks, everybody, for being here, and my classmates. You guys were the best. Jim. Still mad at all those red marks, but I'm learning from them. Thank you for facilitating the class. I appreciate that so much. You were a blast. Thank you for sponsoring us, Middlesex, the Chamber of Commerce, Eversource. Thank you. I appreciate that. My family for support me, my fiance, husband-to-be in 4 more weeks. I'm excited. And thank you. And currently, I am on the side street because I do my business out of my home. And I've been doing that for 8 years, and my business name is Dipsy Chocolate, so that's what I do. I dip chocolates, you know? So there's a little bit fat there, so first come, first serve, but enjoy them, and I have my business cards, and you know what? Sky's the limit for us and for all you young people out there. So take advantage of that.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Our next recipient is Tanaya Powell, and I think she was not able to make it tonight. Did they not change her work schedule? So we will get her certificate to her. Following that, Marlo Simon. All right, guy.
All right, good evening, everyone. First off, I'm going to start by thanking Jennifer. By chance, one day, I just happened to walk into the chamber. My business partner and my fraternity brother, we were going down the road starting business, and came to find out a little bit more about the chamber, what they had to offer, and just try to get some insight. And I think Jennifer overheard me asking, like, hey, you probably should think about this program that we have. So that's kind of where I got introduced to the program and introduced to my business partner and I, and we kind of got in here. So again, first, thank you, Jennifer, for everything that you've done and offering this up to us. I would have never known since I had been for that chance coming here one day. To Mr. Hugh in the chamber, Jay, thank you for envisioning this program again. Happy Eversource for funding this. And Jim, my man, we had a lot of insightful discussions. Like Tyrell said, sometimes you just don't know what you don't know until you don't, right? Sometimes, so we had a lot of really insightful discussion, not only with Jim, but also with my classmates here. So it provided an opportunity to network, learn what everyone wants to do. So hopefully, once we leave here, we can maintain those relationships with each other, help each other grow and support each other in our businesses, and help grow ourselves in the community. So again, thank you for everything. And Grady, lastly, thank you for the words. I think it really resonated, and it really said a lot tonight that really should resonate with all of us in here in this room. So again, thank you everyone for this opportunity, and that's it. Thanks.
Next certificate is to Lawrence Woods. Oh, there she is. All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I figured you must have a fight on certificate.
The reason I'm doing this because me and this man go way back. He was my coach in the All-Star game in Connecticut, and he was I remember him and Father McHugh came out to my place of residence in Middletown on East Street when Xavier started up, and they begged my father to have me come to Xavier High School. Didn't make it. You weren't mad at me, were you?
Oh, your brother came.
I can take a picture with Coach. Did you get it? Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you, Coach. Congratulations to all the participants. I tell you, it was very engaging. Jim, I usually fall asleep, but you kept me awake this whole time. Eversource, for your continued funding, because there is a need for minority businesses, because it's difficult for us. Okay, we may trade among one another, but to get into the mainstream, it's very difficult. And I appreciate Coach Grady, Mr. Pope here, for their insight and their ability to see the need, because without everybody involved in community, you don't have a community. And it's important that we all tend to work together and strive for the betterment, not just as individuals, but collectively. Because when we all win, individuals win.
Yes.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, and I'm contemplating that year-long class. Okay?
All right. Final participant is Marie Woods. Great picture taken. There you go. Okay.
Thank you. Wow. I want to say thank you as well to all that was involved and giving us the opportunity to take this class. This class was amazing for the time that I was here. It was very amazing. I never forget it because you take the information that you learned and you take it home, and we realize that my husband and I can use it in every aspect of your life. You know, my husband was saying, hey, you know, we could do this for home. We could do this and manage this and this and that. And I was like, this class was truly an eye-opener and a learning experience. So I want to thank you. And you are such an awesome teacher. You're not only just an awesome teacher, but you're fun as well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for the
the funders. Thank you, Larry, the cute one, to talk about you. Thank you all. Thank you. And the classmates, you guys are awesome. I'm telling you, a good group of people. Thank you so much. And I'm going to hang it on my wall.
And we have one other certificate to award, and that is our Certificate of Appreciation to Eversource.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Come on down.
Yeah, you better come out here. Larry's staying in the back. Thank you.
Before, Bill, I just want to introduce Bill DeKine to you, Jennifer's husband, who also, along with Jennifer, took our course. He's our chamber photographer. He does a terrific job. Let's have a round of applause for him.
Well, again, thanks everybody for coming and help us celebrate the hard work for our participants. As I said earlier, this is a milestone in Class 7's efforts, but it's not the end of their opportunities. Participants will be able to apply for the year-long Side Street to Main Street Business and Leadership Program that begins classes in early October. Because they've completed this program, they get an extra point on their score for the competitive application it takes to get into fall program. Now, I know, scared a couple of them off already, though, because one of the things that we caution, and it's not so much that it's a caution as it's just a kind of a reality check, because this program runs every second or third week for 4 sessions, and we give a certain amount of homework, and there's some challenges to that homework. We ask them to read as many as 5 or 6 chapters between classes and to write down what they've learned and read them again and write some more down. In the fall program, which instead of 4 sessions long is over the course of a year is 19 sessions long, we meet first of all every week for 16 weeks, and during those 16 one-week meetings we give them twice as much homework. So that works out to be about 4 times as hard as this program. Now, part of the reason we do that is that the amount of work and the time you got to put into the fall program mimics what it takes to really start and successfully run a small business, where you got to wear every hat. You know, everything from the chief cook and bottle washer to the president and chief salesperson. So we want people to have a realistic picture of what they're signing up for. But also, as they say in the sales pitches on TV for gadgets, but wait, there's more. In addition, they've got the opportunity to come in and meet with me or other advisors at the Connecticut Small Business Development Center at no cost to them for ongoing advice and insight into starting and running their businesses. And several have already started to take advantage of that. Now, in a moment, we're going to adjourn for a light buffet. And again, because it's kind of tight in here and we've got some limited room, we will have people kind of go by rows to pick up their food and then come on back in, kind of like an old wedding reception kind of technique. Now, I know Jennifer also wants to get the graduates and the head table outdoors in the rain for another picture. I couldn't hear you. Oh, okay. All right. All right. So in that case, then, please join me again in a warm round of applause for our participants, and especially for the unprecedented 7-year. All right. We are under Side Street to Main Street business.
Tell them that's not really the reason why you want to get into business. You want to get into business because you want to earn.
It's an individual that's been heavily involved with us.
Congratulations. I echo everyone else's stories because this is a big commitment of your time. He was bragging about it, so you have to give him a hard time later. Small businesses, you know, I applaud anybody who can. It's important for us to be involved in the community and support this program. I think
Now for this program.
But this has been an amazing journey. Had we 22, I couldn't even imagine that. But even though I didn't start a business, I tried a couple of things. But even though I didn't, made myself a contractor, just like that.
And now it gives me a great honor to, and now Jim.
Participant stand. And then, of course, we're going to have the all right.
stand in the silver.
About this program. I think that it was a phenomenal program, meeting. So I know Grady from NAACP because I'm on that board. And
Our next recipient is Maria Gar. Right here on our stage.
Okay, so I want to congratulate everybody that I take advising courses from, well, not advising courses, but I meet him for advising as well. Larry. Sorry, I'm to, afford to come to a class for.
Got out of this class was the fact that I was able to learn what it was. I had to take days off from work. My wife had to take days off from work for us to switch.
This program was awesome. Your knowledge was mainly for your support, being here, and
Yeah, I know I got a squad.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
So, yes, congratulations to all my class. His icebreakers, they used to get us every single time. And I finally started in business, and I will definitely tell everyone about it.
Coming here one day. To Mr. Hugh in the chamber, Jay.
And they begged my father to have me come to Xavier High School.
Okay.
I'll take a picture with Coach. Eversource involved in community. You don't have a community. And it's important that we...
Jay, we could do this for home. We could do this for
Before Bill, I just want to introduce